When most people think about trading stocks, they picture a casino, fast screens, flashing numbers, and traders making reckless bets on what a stock might do tomorrow. But what if you could step out of the casino, walk across the street, and become the insurance company instead? That is exactly how professional options traders operate. Rather than placing wild bets and hoping a stock goes up, they use options to collect guaranteed upfront cash called a premium. Just like an insurance agency gets paid every month whether you crash your car or not, professional traders set up a mathematical business that generates steady income. The risk profile is different from buying regular stock. When you buy shares, your entire investment is on the line. If the company struggles, your money shrinks alongside it. But an option is just a contract. It doesn't force you to buy or sell anything. It simply gives you a defined choice, letting you walk away if the deal isn't right. Think about it like buying a house. Let's say you see a home you love, but you aren't ready to buy it today. You give the seller a small non-refundable deposit, a premium. In exchange, the seller locks the door and guarantees that you can buy the house at today's price anytime in the next 30 days. You haven't bought the house yet, but you control it. By understanding how to trade these contracts, you gain a framework to manage your risk instead of crossing your fingers and hoping for the best. You have a way to protect your money even when the market gets volatile. To read one of these contracts, you only need to look at 4 pillars. First is the strike price, which is the target price you lock in. Second is the expiration date, showing how long you have to make a decision. Third is the premium, the small fee you pay upfront. And fourth, every standard stock option bundles exactly 100 shares together into a single contract. There are only 2 types of these contracts. The first is a call option. When you buy a call, you are purchasing the right to buy those 100 shares at your locked-in strike price. You pay a small fee today because you expect the stock's value to climb. If it shoots way up, you still get to buy it at that cheaper locked-in price. The second type is a put option. Buying a put gives you the right to sell your shares at the lock-it-in strike price. Think of it as crash insurance for your portfolio. If the market panics and the stock drops, your shares are caught safely by the net. You still get to sell them at that high lock-it-in price no matter how low the market falls. Here is the safety net for buyers. Because you are only purchasing the right to make a decision, you are never forced to act. If the stock does the opposite of what you expect, you simply let the contract expire. It is mathematically impossible to lose anything beyond that tiny upfront premium you paid. This means buying an option gives you the ability to control 100 shares of a valuable stock for a fraction of what it would cost to actually buy them. You get massive upside leverage, but your worst case scenario is limited to a small known dollar amount. Now we get to the strategies the professionals use. If buying an option means paying a premium for insurance, you can flip the table and be the one selling the insurance. Instead of spending cash, you collect the cash up front. One of the most popular ways to do this is the covered call. Let's say you already own 100 shares of a stock. You can sell a contract to another trader, giving them the right to buy your shares later at a higher price. In exchange, that buyer instantly hands you a stack of cash. That money is yours to keep today, no matter what happens next. The second major strategy is the cash secured put. If there is a great stock you want to own, but you think it's too expensive right now, you can sell a put option. You are promising to buy that stock if it drops to a cheaper price you actually like. You are acting as a limit order, getting paid an upfront cash premium just for waiting. When you act as the seller, the math tilts in your favor. As a buyer, you usually only win if the stock makes a big move in your direction. But as a seller, you can win in 3 different scenarios. You keep the premium if the stock goes up, if the stock stays perfectly flat, or even if the stock drops slightly. Operating as the seller moves the probabilities in your direction. By collecting premiums consistently, you turn trading into a repeatable business with a clear mathematical edge. To run this business predictably, traders use specific metrics to measure their risk. These are called the Greeks, and you only need to focus on 2 of them. Picture a car dashboard where your speedometer is delta and your fuel gauge is theta. Delta is your probability indicator. It tells you the statistical chance that an option will hit its target price. If an option has a 0.20 delta, that means there is roughly a 20% chance it hits the strike price and an 80% chance it stays safely away. Theta measures time. Every option has an expiration date, which means time is always running out. If you buy an option, theta acts like a slow leak, draining a little bit of your money every single day. But if you sell an option, theta is your best friend. Time decay pays you a steady drip of income every day you hold the contract. This chart illustrates how traders find data-driven moments to enter these trades. Stock prices tend to bounce between a floor, called support, and a ceiling called resistance. We also look at the 50-day moving average, which is the smooth trend wave running right through the middle, showing us the overall direction of the stock. We combine that map with a tool called the RSI, or Relative Strength Index. Think of RSI as a thermometer. If it runs too hot, the stock is overbought and likely to drop. But if it dips into the blue zone, the stock is oversold, meaning the panic has peaked and it's bouncing off the floor. A high probability time to sell a put option. By combining the probability of the Greeks with a basic map of price history, you replace gut feelings with data. You aren't relying on luck. You're building your trades based on the numbers. The math favors the option seller. But even the best insurance companies will fail if they write bad policies. To protect your account and keep the income flowing, you have to respect some strict boundaries. Rule number 1 is to never trade naked. This means you must always have the actual resources to honor the contract. If you sell a put, you must have the actual cash sitting in your account to buy the shares. If you sell a call, you must already own the 100 shares of the stock to hand over. Rule number 2 is strict position sizing. Your goal is to survive long enough to let the math work for you. To do that, ensure no single options trade ever risks more than 1 to 5% of your total account balance. A small loss on a tiny position is easy to recover from. Rule number 3 is to take your profits early, instead of holding a contract for a month just to squeeze out the last penny. Close the position as soon as it hits a 50% gain. Locking in a win early is much safer than waiting until the final day and risking a sudden market move. It's easy to get distracted by people on the internet taking foolish risks for a single big payout, but long-term success requires a patient, defensive mindset. You have to focus on slow, methodical growth. Your immediate next step is to test this out without risking a dime. Open a paper trading simulator account with any major broker. Practice selling options and collecting premiums with fake money for 1 full month so you can see the math work in real time. Options are a tool and you get to decide how to use them. By following the rules and playing the role of the insurance company, anyone can step away from the gamble and build a safe, consistent income stream.